Watch the entire video, my lovely viewers, from start to finish, to get the whole thing. Without wasting much of your time, let's get right into it.
This is DJ Mutati exclusive.
Hi lovely viewers, it's me again, your one and only Mutati Mpundu. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time on my channel, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting the subscribe button down below. Turn the bell icon to join the notification squad. Don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this video in the comment section below. I'll be super glad to hear from you lovely viewers.
I am being cautious in talking because weba tipamfwa kutiwa wapusa mukulanda because we are crowded with emotions, and I think for me today hasn't been very good. Today it's like it has hit me, it has just hit me that this man is no more, and I keep replaying at the back of my mind a number of memories, and honestly I wish I could have been packing my bags to say I'm going home to go and mourn my father, my leader, our former Republican, and our hope, at least for me, my hope. I had so much hope in President Edgar Lungu. In many ways, I was looking up to him. This has come so sudden. So I have these emotions, but I am getting disappointed by the I'm trying to choose words that I can use, which I don't want to make this acrimonious. I'm trying to choose words that are friendly, but there is no any other way that I can use apart from saying incompetence of the UPND. Because look, let's face it, I don't know. I have been glued on internet. Yes, I'm far away, but I've been glued on internet. I've been glued on ZNBC platform, and I'm what am I looking for? I'm looking for the direction from government. I'm looking for government coming in, because this is a state funeral, Mwebantu. This is a state funeral, and as a state funeral, government must be fully in charge. Government must be fully in charge. This is not about politics. This goes away from politics. When you lose a Republican president, a former Republican president, it is a state funeral. That man, regardless of which political party, whatever differences that you could have had, the moment that person dies, and I'm saying this for the benefit of some of you who may not know, because I've seen some of the comments that are on social media. You want to take it like, no, it is a funeral of the PF, it is about the family. You have to understand, when it is a state funeral, everything is borne by the government. Everything is borne by the government. Everything. It is a funeral for the state. Now, what does it mean when we say it is a funeral for the state? When we say it is a funeral for the state, we don't mean it is a funeral for Hakainde Hichilema. We don't mean it is a funeral for the UPND. No. Or the party in power, if you like. It is a funeral for all Zambians. It is a funeral for all Zambians, not the politicians. Not the politicians. Why I am emphasizing on this one, it is because I am speaking for the ordinary citizens who are not politically tainted, and yet they want to mourn this man. This is why I am talking. This is why I am emphasizing this. I'm looking at those people that loved Edgar Lungu as a leader, that loved Lungu as a former president. It doesn't matter whether they voted for him in 2021, whether they supported him. I'm telling you, Bamfwa, everything changes. Everything changes. Even those that may have been critical of his policies, even those that may have been critical of his political activities, Bamfwa, they want to mourn this person. They want to mourn this person. And these are the people that I'm speaking for. I'm not speaking for a PF. I'm not speaking for whatever. I'm speaking for the country. It is supposed to be a state funeral. It is supposed to be for citizens, ordinary citizens who are not politically tainted. When you lose a man like this, politics you put aside. You put aside completely. Edgar Lungu is no longer a politician. Edgar Lungu is not going to contest an election. Edgar Lungu is not going to issue any political statement. What we have is a former president, and there are so many people. There are more people who want to mourn Edgar Lungu as a leader, as a former president. That's it. Than those few people that you are seeing who are talking too much. So our government, when such a thing happen, you don't look at what is Given Luvinda saying, what is whoever saying. You don't look at that. I mean, with respectfully, I must tell you that I was actually surprised that the official statement came from Tasila. I'm surprised. Protocol as a former Republican president. That man is beyond family. Is beyond family. So when that happened, yes, the family knew. The family were the ones who were with him and everything. But the official confirmation should have come from government. The official confirmation should have come from government. All these people who are saying official, it's not official. And as far as I'm concerned, by following government protocols, as far as I'm concerned, our government has not yet declared Edgar Lungu as somebody who has passed on. Because there is no official statement, very official statement coming written on a headed paper of our government. That man, when we say is a statesman, he is a property of the state. He is the property of the state. And as a property of the state, when something happens like this, government must formally give a position. Government must formally give a position. Even international media, when they are quoting, they quote government. They don't quote Tasila. They don't quote Given Luvinda. They don't quote whoever you want. They quote government. And in this case, I like to apportion, to apportion the blame on somebody. Because this issue of just talking government, sometimes, you will get lost. So who is in charge when we are talking about government? Who is in charge? It is secretary to the cabinet. The person that is in charge, Edgar Lungu, as he lived, even now, in his death, he is under the secretary to the cabinet. He is under cabinet to the secretary. That's where he falls. And the secretary to the cabinet was supposed to come and issue a statement, an official, that should be the official statement. He's a civil servant. Edgar Lungu is not, as a statesman, is not a politician. He's above that. So, Dr. Patrick Kangwa, he was supposed to come out and issue a statement. That should have been the official statement. Not all these people who are talking. He is the one that was supposed to come and issue a statement. And after issuing that statement, and look, I know some people are saying, no, this we didn't know, whatever. What they're supposed to do as an effective government, if they are effective, they're at least supposed to read a statement to confirm, to say this man has died, and declare it to say this is a state funeral. Then you can talk about other arrangements to say we will come back for other arrangements. Okay, but at least you must give a position. You must come out as government to give that position. So far, we don't have a position. I know some of you are talking about a Facebook post of Hakainde Hichilema. That Facebook post is as good as what I posted. He's a Republican president, but he expressed himself as a person as Hakainde Hichilema. That is a personal statement. It's not a presidential statement. A presidential statement should come from government structures, not on Facebook. It should come from government structures. If he wanted it to be the one to say, no, Patrick Kangwa, you're not the one who's going to announce, because the president can do that. He should have, that statement should have come through his press whatever. Because even there now there is a mess. You don't even know who speaks for the president. You don't know who is supposed to issue statement. You don't know things bad. If it divanya state house media, we really don't know who really is supposed to, who speaks for the president. We don't know now. Who is the spokesperson for the president? We don't know. But anyway, if the president wanted to speak in his capacity, if he wanted to be the one, he should have used the state house structure to issue that statement, not a posting on Facebook. No. So now I'm wondering what's going on. Why are you failing at Africa number 12 o'clock? You muntu afude yesterday uruchelo. And some of you are saying, no, Hakainde Hichilema said he only knew about it from the family. It was in the afternoon. I mean, where is your government system? Where is your government apparatus? Where is your government apparatus that you have to depend on Tasila Lungu to know what is happening about on a man like Edgar Lungu? Where is your government apparatus? Because if you are effective, if your government is effective, you should have known. You should have known immediately that man got critical and going into passing on. You should have known. You should have known. Where is your intelligence? Where is your intelligence? Where is your intelligence? Because Lungu was not an ordinary person. Whether you didn't agree with him or you agreed with him, you should have known. You ought to have known. Mind you, Edgar Lungu is supposed to have security around him 24/7. These are some of the challenges that when you do some of these things, which are whatever. But yes, you had that, there was those differences we understand of politics, but still your intelligence ought to have given you the information. How come some of us who are far away, I knew very early, I knew in the morning, but I was quiet because it was not in my place to start announcing. I kept quiet. I was waiting for the right people to come in. And at the end of the day, that's how we saw Tasila Lungu coming up. I'm sure she also came in because it was just going rumor. Finally, Tasila had to come up. But that shouldn't have been. That shouldn't have been by UPND. You need to learn. That shouldn't have been. It should have been you to announce officially, to confirm to the people. Now, up to now, what is going on? Patrick Kangwa, Tamwa Ishiva, you don't know government protocols. You are the secretary to the cabinet. You are the custodians of all these things that I'm talking about. You ought to know far much better than me. Far much better than me. So what is happening? Why aren't you, Patrick Kangwa, taking your responsibility and coming out to the nation and announce this? Why? What is going on? What is going on in UPND? What is going on in government? Finshi, Fiashupa. Because now at the end of the day, how are you going to blame us if we start accusing you of being political? How are you going to blame us? I now look, even these other guys who are doing politics, now they are being justified. Now they are being justified. How can you blame Given Luvinda and whatever he said? How can you blame him to have come up with a place where the funeral should be held? How can you blame him? How can you blame him? How are you going to criticize Given Luvinda now with all this time that has taken? Because now it looks justified to say, no, they are not taking charge. How are you going to blame Tasila to say, no, you are not the one who was supposed to announce? How are you going to blame her when everybody was just asking around, hey, rumor. I mean, how are you going to apportion that blame on her? At which point are you going to own this? Because so far, government, you haven't owned this. So far, it is not a state funeral. So far, it is a rumor. So far, we can take it is a rumor because we don't have it from the government position. Look, we now have other countries sending in condolences. We have seen Ruto, he has spoken about it. We have seen Ramaphosa, he has spoken about it. But these people, they are giving these positions without government official position on this matter. No, this is very bad, Vane. This is very bad. This is incompetence. It's incompetence of the highest order. Tapane from Ingalanda Chan yo tatwaishi very ladi. Where was your intelligence? And okay, fine. Ero mwa ishive. Imwa you people, you claim that mulabombesha wa UPND. Bahaka inde ichiri you claim mulabombesha. If your government, your people work very hard, they wouldn't have knocked off yesterday. Before making sure that they have given an official statement, before making sure that they have given direction, they wouldn't have knocked off. No, we need to talk to the family. By now, if you haven't spoken to Edgar Lungu, then there is a problem. By now, if Mtinta, you haven't spoken to Edgar Lungu, there is a problem. Politics aside, by now, you should have picked up a phone call and called Edgar Lungu. I am with you to console her. It doesn't matter how different, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. But by now, you should have called her. You should have called her. And by now, they would have given you somebody that you should be talking to. By now, you would have agreed on where you are going to put the funeral house. By now. There is no excuse whatsoever to say no, whatever. No, there is no excuse. This is too much time. This is too much time. You could have done this in the night. For South Africa, Pepe. If it means Patrick Kangwa to go to South Africa to go and sit with Mamaeva Edgar Lungu, he would have flown there. In the evening. There is a flight that goes at 19 hours. He would have gone. By 7 hours, he would have been back in Zambia. So there is no excuse. You don't have an excuse. By now, you would have given a position. And look, the other issue is, ichirilonga chachitika. In an African context, dyonsenga tachitika ichirilo. Tulafoyoku imatuya kuchirilo. Efo chaba. Dyonse ichirilonga chachitika. Waumfo ichirilo. The first thing that comes into our mind, you want to move. You want to move like me. I want to move right now. I want to move. Of course I can't move. But most of the times tuafika pachidilo. Efo tulosha, ekulosha kwesu, entambishesu, it's our culture. We go kuchidilo. We go to ayalala pachonto, to ayalala papankunisha mulilo palia pachonto. Efo tulosha. So lelo ni Friday, balungu bafuire yesterday. No mbalelo ni Friday. Abantu baleya kuisa mukulosha. Ukuli chonto because umuliro nangu abakalamba. Ichirilo takwa boko bati mwa teke nkuni, mwa ashe nkuni. Elo apakairo mwana kusha. Tefo chaba. Umuntu ngafwa ku vike nkuni, pamwa vike nkuni epali ichirilo hapa. So nomba ba PF bala ashe nkuni ku secretariat. Ba PF bala ashe nkuni ku secretariat. Elo na imumairo mukale ashe nkuni katishoko mukashe nkuni ngadi kwisa. This is not right. This is very wrong. Chamishu panachimishu poko kati mtekele chirilo. Are you telling me, as the entire UPND government, you have failed to really come up with a place where you can go and, put this funeral? Eko ukuya kuya vikile chonto. Have you failed to do that? Because lelo Friday abantu ito baleinuka ngana bakwatoko baleya ndiya kuchitiro chabalungu. Innocent people banamayo balefuma munchito ama civil servants bakapokola banani balya. Innocent people ichite chiro chaba UPA chaba PF techiro chaba PF chiro chabantu bonse. And I'm telling you nachiba kumabengi abengi nachibekata. So lelo nga bale pekanyo ko bati lelo nde alala pachiriro. Nomba muri lelo umuntu afude yesterday. Na lelo tawakweta pako ya ikala abantu pachiriro. Tawakwete. Na tabakwate so imwe ba Patrick ngo mlenjo kwati na lelo tatwa teke nkuni tatwa tebe nkuni ukuteke chonto ko bati tulide balungu. Are you telling me ba Patrick Kangwa nentambi mu alishishiba? Are you telling me na lelo abantu bala kumanda kumyabo kwati kashimi bale pukupirwa fe bushe chachini? Because really these things can go afika pachiriro na you feel it. Echo abantu bali janga bafika pachiriro. Because basha muna bamuna abantu nabakulongana bamuna matenti bamuna enkuni na mutebe enkuni. It hits you to say yes uyu muntu naya. Echo tuira kufiliro. People spend a lot of money, they fly from different parts of the world to go and attend the funeral. Because that is just part of our human nature. So when you are denying people an opportunity where they can go and grieve, where they can go and wail, release the steam in them. This is not about the politics. This is not about Edgar Lungu. This is about the nation. Edgar Lungu is gone. Edgar Lungu is gone. He's gone. He's gone. Whichever way you look at it, Edgar Lungu is gone. But there is a nation that has remained. How do we move forward? How do we move forward? And in such a situation, you unite people. You unite people. So you bring people somewhere where they can all grieve. Where they can all grieve. At Kariaku Secretariat, I'm telling you, even if I was in Zambia, I can't go to Secretariat. I'm not PF. Even if I were in Zambia, I wouldn't have gone to PF. I wouldn't have gone to the Secretariat. Even if I were in Zambia, I wouldn't have gone to P2 to Secretariat. I wouldn't have gone. Because, I'm not PF. I'm not PF. I wouldn't have gone there. And there are many people who are like me, who are not PF, who want just to mourn this man, the former leader. That's all. Is it because, you are being petty? Is it because you are being petty? But honestly, how can you be petty when the man is gone? Whatever differences that were there, and I don't even want to go there. I don't want to go there. And I want to discourage many of you from going that route. Let us not go to that route of Chavefi. Let us not go there. Because even if you start politicizing, you start politicizing, ba UPN divachi tref kuri echechi, kuri Edgar Lungu, mwali chitefi, mwali chiveshani. We start going there. I've seen you posting cricket. Yeah. There are times when I've done that myself. I've gone back to some of these issues, I've done it. Antoine Kane, Morin Wanawasa, I spoke things. Nawakwi, I said things and whatever. But you see, at this point in time, because of the man that we are mourning, this is a former head of state. He belongs to all of us. This is a moment where all of us, we should just converge as a nation. And mourn him in a dignified manner. Afterwards, we can go back to some of these issues. But for now, it is a matter of unity. It is all of us, we mourn this man. That is what is needed. That is what is needed at the moment. It is not to start not at the moment. At the moment, because chafine chikulu ichi chikulu techinono ichi chikulu chakulisha ichakutampola leta potemo achitirevemo chakulisha ichi chenechi kwikatana pamo. Because apart from us being local, we have got the international community looking at us. We have got so many people that are going to be looking at us. So we need to conduct ourselves in a manner that people want to know we are a civilized nation. We are a progressive nation. So this is not a time where but Imova government, you are letting us down. You are letting us down. And I'm hoping that with these few hours that are remaining, you organize yourself. A state funeral is not held munganda ya muntu. Tetia kunganda kuli balungo kotie korongane. A state funeral is supposed to be organized by the state. Pali Chiluba, we went pa Belvedere Lodge. Pali Chiluba, we went pa Belvedere Lodge. Okay? Bakaunda, yes, we did it kufam because Bakaunda mwali bakuli renganda. Ba Arabi, because ba Arabi mwali bakuli renganda. Ba Edgar Lungu tamwa bakuli renganda. Ba Afwa, ukwa bulenganda. So techumwe bati yo baye mutio tukwachile chino munganda yako ya rencha. So under these circumstances, you would have come up with like what they did Pali Chiluba. Pali Chiluba, they got Belvedere Lodge. They removed all the clients who were there, took them to some other places, and we had the funeral there. Why are you failing to do that? Why are you failing to do that? Is it money? And on a state's funeral, even people come in. Contribute, even businessmen, they come in and whatever. There are people that can sponsor that funeral. There are people that can contribute. There are people that can do that. So chinshi cha shupa chakosa shani chamikosela shani mwe chamikosela shani ukuteke chile chakwa Edgar Lungu ninshi muchili mule chitama politics nangu mule konkelele fe ba UPN ba PF balira ndefo mule konkelele ichiliwe chikalamba chaluke you want to trivialize it. No poseni kwa manubani. I hope that by the end of the day we will have direction, proper direction. Ukukufiro kundi ebutakataka walandapo ni butakataka as a government. Please handle this properly. We want a state funeral. This is a state funeral. So far, this is not a state funeral. So far, you have not handled it as a state funeral. And this is why others are taking advantage to be even announcing to say 7 days national mourning. Who is announcing 7 days national mourning? But you can't blame them because of your incompetence, because of your mediocrity. If you are at least whatever, if you don't have to change, poseni kwa manubani, ndewe rapa 20 hours, shisum.
This is DJ Mutati exclusive.
Alright, that's all right for you today, lovely viewers. If you did enjoy the video, please don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about the video you just watched in the comment section below. I'll be super glad to hear from you, lovely viewers. Once again, I go by the name of Mutati Mpundu. I love you, peace, I gotta go.